Okay, so yoga strap behind your left leg beginning, behind your left knee, lengthen out the other leg, and we go up and down. Just trying to straighten the back of the knee a little bit, not pushing too much. 2 more. Good. Keeping the left leg up, change and put the strap around your right knee, and left leg goes straight down onto the floor, and we go 6 or 8 times, straightening and bending, getting the length in the back of the leg. 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. All right, bring the yoga strap away, rub up and down the right thigh behind the leg, behind your hamstring, slap a little bit, and then lay the leg down, bring the left one up, just rub up and down a little bit to get some blood flow into the tissues right under the skin, and then slap a little bit. And now bring both knees to bend. Have your feet be sit bone width apart. Take your arms by the sides of the hips. We're going to do them like arms like channels. So we're going to do, to start with, you're going to have your thumbs facing the ceiling, lower your arms to the sides of the hips, and feel like your hips are going to go right between your arms. Take a breath for prep. Exhale, pull in your belly and curl up the pubic bone, pushing the pelvis up to the ceiling. Stay there as you take your breath in. And exhale, start to roll down through your spine, articulating your back, letting the low back stretch into the mat, relaxing the pelvis. Back to neutral, breathe in. Exhale, draw in the navel, pubic bone to ribs, and peel the spine off the mat, opening up your hip line. Stay there as you take your breath in. And exhale, start to roll down, articulating your back, releasing each vertebra downward into the floor, and let the pelvis land. Breath again for preparation. And exhale, we curl the tailbone up using the abdominals, and then peel the spine off using the glutes and the hamstrings. Your abs are still working to hold the ribs in tight. Take a breath. Exhale, hold those ribs in as you bring each vertebra down into the mat, relaxing your arms by the sides. Last one like this. Take a breath for preparation. Exhale, curl using your abs, and then peel the spine off using your legs, your glutes, hamstrings. Hold there. Take a breath, and now as you roll down, try to imagine that you're laying your body down right between your arms. And then bring your arms across your chest. Stay right there. Take a breath for preparation, and exhale. In neutral spine, press on your feet and hinge the pelvis up to the ceiling, opening your hip line. Breathe in and hinge back down from the shoulders to the hips. Breath again for prep. Exhale, press on the feet and push the pubic bone up to the ceiling, making your abs work. Even though you're not articulating your spine, your abs are still working in neutral and hinge down. This is a way more functional position, but the articulation is nice for releasing the back. Again, 2 more. Exhale, press on the feet, press up the pelvis, hinge, unhinging, opening your hip, take a breath. And exhale, hinge down, creasing the hip line and go down into the floor. Light touch, feel your sacrum or your pelvis touch lightly, and then when it's there, just lay it down, relaxing. We breathe again for preparation. Exhale, press on the feet, pushing the pelvis up to the ceiling, squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings and your inner thighs. You still alert on those. Take a breath, and exhale, hinge down, releasing, letting it rest gently down into the mat. Take your arms open from that position, wide out to a T. Let's just flow through that. Keep your legs tight together now. Twist the legs over to the right as you take your breath. And let's complete the twist by turning your head over to the left. Breathe. Exhale, bring everything back to center. Twist over to the left as you inhale. As you exhale, turn your head to the right. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, come back to center. Now in one breath. Inhale, twist over, turning your head at the same time. Exhale, bring everything back. Twist the legs over to the left as you inhale, sending the head right. Exhale, come back to center. Continue feeling this motion, this kind of ringing of the middle of the body. So you're wringing it because one part of the body is going one way, other part's going another way. And you kind of have to accommodate that rotation. Notice if there's any tension in one side or the other. This shouldn't weigh too heavily on your abdominals. The legs are down. So this is just about exploring the rotation of your spine. We go one more time over to the right, breathing in. Exhale, return to center. And over to the left, breathing in, turning your head right. Exhale to center. Separate your feet, knees. Thread your fingers together, reach your arms behind your head, cradle your head into your hands. Lift the head slightly off the mat, take a breath, and on the exhale, imprint the low back into the mat, floating the upper body up. This is a small movement. This is profound abdominals, but it isn't a big crunch forward. Breathe in and exhale, lower yourself back to the floor. You don't have to really come up that high for the abdominals to work. Breath for preparation to feel the weight of the head, and then exhale, imprint the back while pulling the shoulders down, trying to keep the head resting into the hands. That's not an easy thing to do when your body would like to work really hard to get up there. Relax down, breathe in for preparation, float the head off a little bit, and then imprint the back, floating the chest upward towards your knees at the same time you're pulling your shoulders down. Stay there as you breathe into your back, and exhale, lower yourself back to the floor. Lift the head slightly up. Exhale, press the back into the mat, lifting your chest and your sternum, pulling your shoulders down towards your waist to feel how profound you can make those abs work. And then exhale, lower yourself back down. That breath is really important up there. Breathe for prep. Exhale and lift up, pressing backwards, pulling shoulders down. Stay there as you inhale into your backs. And exhale, lower yourself back down. So that breath, you have more time to take than I do. Since I'm talking through part of it, lift again, exhaling, curl forward. But you can really work this breath here. And then exhale, lower back down. So that breath is really important. Keep those abs turned on. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press the back flat and curl chest. Stay there as you breathe in. And exhale, lower. This is your last one. You're staying up. Breath for preparation. The head lifts off a little bit. And you curl the chest upward towards your legs, anchoring the shoulders towards your hips. Stay there. Breathe in. Roll slightly over to put more pressure on the right shoulder blade. Inhale, come through the center. Exhale, roll a little bit over to the left shoulder blade. Inhale, come center. So I'm up so high. My upper shoulder girdle is not on the mat. The lower shoulder points, the point of the shoulder blade is off the mat on this left side here, but on the mat on the right. I inhale, come through center. I'm feeling the shoulder blade against the mat right here, just the tip of it. Come the bottom tip, and we go to the right again. The bottom tip of the blade. Come through the center, rolling just till you feel that tip. You don't have to roll right onto it. You just have to feel the tip of that blade anchoring into the floor. Come through the center, exhale over to the left. Come through the center and go down and stretch out your arms and your legs. Okay, we're gonna go into tabletop right leg, tabletop left leg. We're gonna go into the 100. The palms are facing the ceiling with your arms way back here. As the arms come forward, breathe in. Head comes up with the arms lower to the sides. The legs are gonna go to a diagonal position. This is your 100 position. We're gonna go back to the start again and take 3 more times like that. Exhale, we come forward with the arms and the head and simultaneously straighten the legs to your challenge point. The low back is imprinted just like the previous exercise. You do not do this in neutral. Up you go with the upper body and the head and curling forward, imprinting the low back and squeezing the legs together. Inhale, return. This last one, you're gonna stay. Exhale, we come forward, anchor the shoulders, arms are reaching, pump the arms, inhale. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more sets. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Reach the arms long. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't let your belly push up. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Rock back. Hands on the knees. Rocking side to side. just like a log, taking a moment. Now you're warm. Let's go on to roll up. Grab behind the knees, come up to seated position. I'm going to move my mat a little bit away from my cabinet. And then I have to move my screen a little bit down like that. Okay, so now we're going to do a roll up, or rather we're only going to do the roll down of the roll up. We're not going to do the roll up section. We're only going to do the roll down. So let's start out with sitting position with the arms and the legs straight out in front. We're going to lean back flat. We're going to indulge a little neutral spine here. And as you feel like you can't bear anymore, landing in a lane, you're just going to raise your sternum up and come to sitting and wait for us to roll back up. Everyone else who's doing the exercise rolling down, you're going back flat until you can't sustain it anymore. And then you're going to tuck your tail and roll your spine down. And as the arms go over your head, you're bringing your knees up, grabbing behind, rolling to seated, and we join landing in a lane. Inhale, we lean back. Shoulders are down, head goes back. As you feel like you're losing it, you round your spine and roll back. Arms go back, legs up, circle the arms, grab the knees, and curl up. Inhale, roll backwards. Exhale when you have to and roll the rest of the way. Arms back, legs up, grab behind, roll up. 3 more. Inhale, lean back flat. Exhale when you have to. Arms, legs, grab behind, roll up. 2 more. Straight back leaning. And roll away. So when you do that straight back leaning, you're monitoring a lot of things. Your abs you're monitoring your neck, you're monitoring that your shoulders are down, that your ribs are held in, that you're basically controlling in your core through the challenge, and then you roll back. You're going to stay on the floor. So landing in the lane, join us on the floor. We're going to now do our single leg circles. Bring your right leg up to the ceiling, and then hold on to the back of the knee and just lengthen it out a little bit. In fact, let's take our yoga strap and do a little stretch of the foot, on the foot. And lower the leg until you feel I can straighten it all the way. And then with it fully straight, keeping neutral spine, don't let your back imprint here. Allow the hamstring to stretch without the back imprinting. It's really important to feel the isolation of the hamstring from the back. You may have to activate those muscles in the back by forcing a little bit of an arch in your low back against the hamstring length. And let's stretch the left one when we're ready to do it. So keep your yoga strap near you and bring that right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Point your foot, straighten your knee all the way, then bring it up, I should have told you. And then if you want to have more challenge, flex your foot to do the circles. We're going across the body to the left shoulder, circle towards the right foot, back up to the head and the right shoulder. We go again across the body left, down to the foot, back up to the head. And go again across the body. See how well you can keep the body still. We go again across and back up. We're going to go 6 today. 2 more. It's easier to keep the knee straight if you flex the foot. Reversing your circle. Right shoulder down to the foot. Up the left side, back to the head. Right shoulder down. Up the left head. And we go again. 3 more times. Keep feeling the quad building up fatigue at the upper arc. 1 more circle, all the way up to the top. I think that was 6, and we straighten out that leg. Take your yoga strap. Your leg should feel very different now. Yoga strap in your left foot, and then make that leg be really straight by moving it away to 45, and then pull it back towards your face, feeling the stretch of the hamstring. If you start to feel your low back imprint, if you fear that you're going to do that, if you can sneak your hand, it's kind of hard to do, behind your waist and feel when you pull on the leg, do you smash your fingers? If you do, you want to make sure You have more control than that. We can talk about it later if you'd like. If you have trouble doing it, please stay after and we can talk about that. So now I'm going to take the strap off my foot and we're going to go into the circles. My foot is going to stay flexed. We're going across the body to the right shoulder, downward to the right foot, back up the left and back up to the head. Foot stays flexed. It will make you straighten your knee more. It will also force you to challenge your hamstrings more. So if you need to point your toe for ease of exercise, do that, knowing eventually you're going to get to flex the foot. Last one for finishing the 6th, and back up. Reversing the circle to the left shoulder, downward across, whoops, and we go again. Open, down, across, and back up. And again, open, down, across, and back up. 2 more, 3 more. And again, now I'm starting to feel my quad. And I think this is the last one. And we go up and down all the way, bend the knee and slide down. Let's do 1 roll up. I'm going to take a breath and roll upward. Okay, now we're going to grab onto the shins and do a little rolling in a ball. So draw in your navel. If you are not rolling in a ball, you can just stay here on balance. Take your hands off your shins, straighten your legs and bend the knees, and take a little bit of challenge that way. Roll in a ball. If you do, just make sure you minimize your momentum and maximize your abdominals, drawing the navel in so much from the seated position that it throws you off balance and you just go with it. And we go again, rolling. Shoulders down will help you roll up. Fight for challenge, fight for your balance. 2 more. Shoulders down, 1 more. Good. Straighten out your left leg. Put your left hand on your right knee, your right hand down let's have both hands on the knee. We're going to push the right knee into the hands as you slowly roll down to the tips of your blades for single leg stretch. And now we go right knee in and left knee in. And keep going, alternating legs, looking towards your feet. If you don't want to bring your head up, use your abdominals here intensely. Remember, the good form on this exercise is the outside hand is near your ankle. That's the knee that's pulling in, so it's the left hand when the left knee comes in, and the right knee, or the right hand when the right knee comes in. 1 more to the left, knees in, rest your head, turn your head right and left, releasing the tension in the back of the neck. And now we're going to double leg stretch. So bend your knees, place your hands on your knees, curling your chest upward, arms to ears, legs extended, circle forward, grab the shins, exhale. Inhale, extend, exhale, grab. Inhale and exhale. And breathe in and exhale. Keep going. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Rest, neck, turn head. As you do these, every time you lift your head and hold it up in this position, you're strengthening your neck, but it still does hurt somewhere. So if you find that that doesn't release, when you do these exercises, support your head. You're getting enough abdominal work, so you don't need to hold that head back out. Please take care of yourselves. Now thread your fingers. We're going into crisscross, the 3rd of our nasty 5. Extend out, lift the chest upward towards your knees. Extend your left leg and cross up till you feel the tip of that right shoulder blade. That's not very far. And then cross to the left tip of left shoulder blade. And then right. And exhale. And inhale in the center, exhale. These are little breaths. Keep going. 4 more sets. Right and left and right and left and 2 left and 1 more and left. Head down, rest. Put your feet down. I'm inclined to give you a little bit of neck traction now. So you're going to thread your fingers together or actually, you don't even have to. I'm going to actually place the outside of my hand, my little pinky area, right at, I think it's the heel of my hand at my occiput. Somewhere there's going to be a place where you put your hands behind your head, where you feel like you've got a good kind of grip on your head, and that you can kind of lengthen your neck by pulling the back of the head out. So it feels as though I'm going to make my hair and my ponytail, if I had one, go away from me towards my head. It's going to make my chin nod, and my chin will feel like it's tucked into my neck. And now, keeping your thumbs behind your head, look towards the back behind you and notice how the back of the neck shortens and the chin lifts and there's tension back in there. So now do the lengthening again, letting your gaze come from behind you over your head, across the ceiling, downward towards your knees. As I do that, I notice the timbre of my voice changes. I get less treble and a little more bass. That changes my vocal cords, changes how air passes through my throat. We tuck that chin and make the neck long. And that's where you should be when you're lying flat on the mat, and when you have your hand underneath your head, please try to keep the neck long like that. We're going to raise up the chest from this position, trying to keep the neck long in our hands, and raise up the leg one at a time into tabletop. Making a diamond with your legs, you are now looking through the diamond. The neck is long, the shoulders are down. When you pull the head out, the shoulders automatically go down. Feel that. Lower the legs just a little bit from the center of the body, from your hips. And then raise the legs. Feel the low back staying imprinted. Feel that the stomach does not bulge outward. Everyone can do this exercise. Lowering the legs not to the floor, but just to the point where you feel you can't control it anymore. 2 more. After we finish this one, now we go 2 more. Also, raise your chest a little bit higher every time you raise the legs, because guess what? You tend to drift down on this exercise. Lying down. Take your right leg up, left leg down. We're going on without a break into scissors or hamstring pull 1. Your hands are behind your calf. You're raising up your chest towards your leg, and you're pulsing the right leg in 2 times. Let the other leg go to the floor. We go to switch to the left. And every time we switch, the other leg just rests into the floor to open the hip on that side. And every time you raise the leg, you're pulsing in with the knee really straight to feel hamstring, hamstring. Now your back is held. It's in flexion, but it shouldn't be moving. So this should translate right into your hamstrings every time. 2 more sets, right and left, and right and left, and knees in, and let's be done with that. Grab behind, roll up to seated position, and we are going to do spine twist. Then we'll try one other abdominal exercise called tree. So some of you have done tree on a reformer. We're going to try to do it on the mat. I think we may have done it the other week, but I can't remember if I taught it to you. Oh, spine twist. So let's bring our feet together and then take your arms into a goalpost position. If this feels straining on your neck or your shoulders when your arms are a straight line in your body, let your elbows be down a little bit. If this gives you some freedom in your neck, this is where you should be working. So we're going to sit nice and tall with the feet flexed. You've got lots of hamstring length now. And squeeze, first squeeze the blades backwards and then release them. And do that 2 more. And find the place where you feel as though it's a straight, unbroken line from elbow through your chest to the elbow. We twist to the right without offsetting those feet. Remember, pulsing twice. Inhale, exhale, center to the left. Pulsing, inhale, exhale. Breathe in, grow taller. Breathe in, and grow tall again. Think of going long. And breathe in, rotate. We go again. Exhale, center to the left, breathing in. Exhale, center, 1 more set. Exhale, and left. Exhale, let's stay here. Pull your shoulders down. Put your palms down like this. Can you do this in your shoulders? Does this feel okay in your shoulder? Try not to raise your shoulder as you rotate your humerus. And now squeeze in and out, and in and out. And two more, and one more. Okay, now we're gonna test some other things. Go up with your elbows. Can you do this from the high position? Good, so you're just kind of crossing, but your elbows are higher than they were. And now go down again. Let's go outward. So now the arms are by the sides of the chest. One more. Hold them out. Raise the arms up. Bring the elbows down. So these are all things you should be able to do with your shoulders. If you have restriction in any of these motions, you can hang around at the end of class and talk to me about your shoulder after class. Once in a while, it's a good idea to do some diagnostics on your body to make sure you're okay. All right, so now we're gonna go try that climb a tree exercise. I don't even know if I can do that well. Okay, so climb a tree. What is that exercise? We're gonna sit down with your left leg stretched out and your right leg hugged into your chest. Your back is nice and straight. So I am a very turned out person. I'm not very parallel. So not very internally rotated. So when I bring my knee into my chest, it really wants to go out to the side. So it's hard for me to be in parallel. So I'm gonna just push this knee to stretch through my hip. 3 pulses, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna put my hands behind my calf muscle and I'm gonna try to keep my knee as straight as possible. I'm gonna pull my leg towards me as I lean back. So Elaine and Lanny, you're just gonna be doing this here to the point of challenge. Everyone else, we're gonna walk down our leg while our leg is in the air and rolling to our spine. Now the fun begins. Can we roll back up by climbing our leg? We're gonna grab the leg behind and use your abs and the help of your leg to climb the tree. Bend the knee again. 3 pulses in, 1, 2, you'll have time to practice this, those of you who've never had it. My knee is trying to be as close into my chest here as I can be. From here, I'm trying to straighten my leg. At this point, I'm gonna pull my leg to me if I have any hamstring left. When my thigh is, or my leg is almost straight up and down, I'm gonna walk down my leg towards my crotch as I lie down. Now I'm gonna reverse that. I'm rolling up as I reach higher and higher on my leg, trying to use the pressure of my leg into my hand and my hands to climb the tree. We go one more time. Do your best. Kicking 1, kicking 2, kicking 3, hold that in. Hands to the back of the calf. Pull the leg to you, looking at your navel, or go straight back first, and then look at your navel as you roll down, trying to walk down your leg, controlling and not going flat to the floor. Roll back up again. This is our 3rd one. And then we're going to take that leg, cross it over your other knee, sit tall, and try to lean forward with a flat back to stretch the hip of that leg we just worked. Undo the little pretzel stretch or figure 4 stretch. Stretch out the right leg. Bring the left leg in towards your chest. And we pulse to get the stretch in the hip. Pulsing 1, pulsing 2, pulsing 3. Holding that leg as close into your chest as you can. Straighten your leg there and grab behind your calf. Pull the calf to you, straight back, leaning back. And then roll through your spine just like we did that roll up last time, earlier. We're gonna take a breath. Usually we do an arm thing, but we don't have to do that here. We roll up, pressing the leg into the hand. Sometimes we've done this with the circle. On Thursday, we'll do this with the circle. We go, kicking that hip stretch, 1 and 2 and 3. Straighten the leg. This is additional hamstring stretch. Pull the leg to you, flat back. And then as you have to, start to walk down the back of your thigh. And then release for a moment, breathe in, exhale, grab the back of the leg again and walk up towards your ankle. Bend the knee as you're sitting tall, pulsing in 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg as much as you can. Pull the leg into you. Lean back flat. Round your spine. This is your last one. We're going to take the stretch at the end. And then we rock back up the leg. And then hold nice and proud. Cross the ankle over the knee. Holding the back as straight as you can. Lean forward with a flat back. So that exercise is called tree. And it is what it is. Hamstring and abdominal challenge. Okay, so let's go to straight out legs, straight out arms. Once again, lean back flat. And then knees bend, we're going to go into some single leg bridges. So get ready to go, pressing your feet evenly into the mat. Arms by the sides of the hips. Take a breath for preparation. Exhale, curl up the pelvis, reaching the pubic bone up to the ceiling. Hold this position. Press on your right leg. Bring your left leg up to tabletop position, and then straighten the leg to the ceiling. We've pressed that foot to the ceiling. Lower the left leg just past the right knee, and then flex the foot and kick it up with a little tiny bit of power so that you have to stabilize against the kick. This is not a gentle kick. It's trying to give you some challenge for your stability. One more time. Flex, kick it, bend the knee, place the foot down, and roll through your spine, coming down into the floor. Breath for preparation again, and exhale, curl. Peel the spine off the mat. Hold your position. Raise your right leg up to tabletop, and then stretch it to the ceiling. Raise up that left hip. Lower the right leg just past the left knee. Flex, kick the foot, and lower. And as you kick it, stabilize. Stabilize your torso. Good. Do it again. Last one. And flex, kick, bend the knee, place the foot down, and roll down through your spine. Bring yourself back to grab behind, rock sideways. And now grab behind your knees, rolling up to a seated position. We're now going to do an exercise from a seated position. We're spending a lot of time today in neutral. So neutral spine is a very, I'd say that's been infiltrating modern Pilates lately. Neutral spine work is more functional. Lots of original Pilates was in flexion, which is kind of old-fashioned. We still like some of those exercises. Okay, so we're going to pretend, those of you who've had equipment, that your hands are on a push-through bar. So everyone else, just have your hands out in front of you. Your hands are a little bit higher than your shoulders are. So you pretend that you're pushing against something. So you have this sense of really straight arms. You're going to lean back, flat back. At the point where you can't sustain flat anymore, you're going to turn the palm up on the right hand and then reach, as you follow the right hand with your eyes, reach that arm out from your shoulder, and your left arm is reaching to balance this. Bring back your body or your arm, fold the hand back down, and rise back up to sitting tall again. Lean back flat. Imagining pressing on something. Turn your palm on the left side over from the shoulder. Look at the left hand as it reaches out to the left side and then behind you while your right arm is reaching away from your left arm. Come back with your left arm, fold it back down, and sit up tall. 2 more sets. Lean back flat. Open the right palm. Lean back following that arm. Reach it. Come forward again. Palm faces down. Sit up tall. Lean back flat. Challenge point. Abs are working. Palm over on the left. Reach out to the left. Follow it with your head. Reach the right arm away from it. Come back to center. Put the palm down and sit up tall. 1 more. Shoulders back and down. Lean back, flat back. Open the palm. Reach back. Come forward with palm and come straight up. 1 more time. Lean back flat. Palm over on the left. Reach out. And come forward. And this time, so I got a lot of work here in my quad. We're gonna go to side leg kicks next. So let's roll over to the left side. And then we'll open the hip because we're swinging our leg back and forth. And then I'm gonna use my yoga strap to stretch my quad. Today we're gonna do the quad stretch on the bottom leg. So we'll wait till the very end to stretch the hip flexor and the quad. So lie down on the left arm, bend your left knee and bring it to the front of your mat. And as you're here, so I want you to realize that when you're moving this leg, the right leg, forward and back, you're not just using your core muscles, you're also using your hip on the left side, pressing into the floor to try to give you stability, not just of your hip, but the kind of stability you'd get from a bigger surface that includes your knee and your left foot. So we now have kind of an outrigger from our hip. That knee pressure into the floor is helping you not wiggle around. So we're going to have the right hand in the right hip line, relax the right foot, keeping the knee really straight. We swing the right leg forward. Now I feel pressure on my left knee into the floor. Lift the leg about a foot, lower it back down, bring it to the back. The pressure on the left hip has dissipated. We bring the right leg forward and lift it and lower it. And I want you to feel that the left hip is not passive here. Forward leg, lift, lower, exhale to the back. It's providing the stability so that you can move the right leg. And lower and exhale to the back. Every time you swing the leg in the front, release the tailbone. Every time you swing the leg to the back, open your psoas. Try not to tuck your tail when the leg comes to the front. Try not to arch your tailbone or your back when the leg goes back. Keep going, lift and lower, and exhale to the back. Keep going, lift, lower, and exhale back. 2 more, forward, up, down, and back. And 1 more, forward, up, down, and back. Hand down, up on the elbow, right leg to the back, keeping a proud posture here with the head in line with your spine. We kick the leg back, first squeeze of the glute. 1, let's kick the heel back. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, keep squeezing the butt, and 8, and 9, and 10. And lie back down on the left arm. The right hand now is in the hip again. We're going to swing the right leg forward, relaxing foot as far as you can go. Now, here, before we start dropping the leg, is your left waist collapsed to the floor. If you push your right hand onto your right hip, it automatically brings up your left waist. Please try to work from here. Dropping the leg to the floor, and up, and 2, and lift, and relax foot, and hinging right at the hip, right where your fingers are. And 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Keep going. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Lift, 6, lift. Feeling it right in this zone. And 9, and 10. And bend the knee, give a little break. And now can you hold on to your leg like this? If you cannot hold on to your shin like this, then you can put your foot into your yoga strap or your leg into your yoga strap and just hang on to that leg so it doesn't just go collapsing for you or you don't have to struggle to support it. Okay, we're going to use the bottom leg now. The bottom leg is coming up as high as you can get it. What happens as soon as I lift my left leg, I feel my left hip on the floor. Find a position that does not hurt that left hip. We are doing circles about the size of about a 12-inch circle up in the air here. We're going up higher. And 2, the left foot is working. And 4, the left hip, the left inner thigh. And 7, circles don't go to the floor. This is high and higher. And reverse your 10. And we go 1, lift, 2, lift it, 3, lift it, 4, and 5, it goes up 6, it's starting to tire, and 8, and 9, and 10, and ooh, that was good work on that hip. Let's now go over to our backs, cross the right ankle over the left knee, and bring in the left leg, and that left leg has worked your inner thigh, but you're in a neutral place for stretching here. We'll get to the inner thigh stretch a little bit later. So now here, remember the neck always likes to have the chin too high here. So Slide your ponytail up the back of your head, or drop your chin into your throat, or flatten the neck along the mat. Whatever it is that gets you to traction your neck and flatten it and keep it from hyperextending is where you'd like to be when you lie down. Rolling a little to your left side, keep indulging the stretch and pull the leg in towards you to intensify the stretch in the right hip. Neutral spine, please. Isolate. And then we come back. Okay, so I just thought of never mind, I'll tell you later. Okay, well, I thought of something appropriate for our situation. Let's go now to the other side, lying down on the right side. So we're going to the right knee, bend. So now you're going to feel, if you can, feel what it feels like to press the right knee into the mat as you stabilize, to feel the work in the right hip. We're going to keep the left hand on the left waist, or left hip rather, and the foot is relaxed. We swing the leg forward, breathing in, raise the leg, lower the leg, and pull it to the back. Breathe in, go forward, lift, lower, exhale to the back. And I breathe in forward and lift and lower and exhale to the back. Breathe in again, swinging the leg independent of the whole torso. So the back is not affected when the leg comes to the front, nor is the psoas or the middle back affected when the leg goes to the back. Release the tailbone when the legs come to the front, and release the psoas when the leg goes to the back. Two more. And last one, forward, up, down, and back. Keep the leg behind, left hand on the floor, right elbow is supporting, head is up. You're looking at your hands on the floor, head in line. The leg is kicking back, and we kick the heel. And 2, and 3, and 4, keep going, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and lie down on your arm again. And this time, put your hand in the crease line, pushing the leg forward, relaxing the foot this time to the floor. Remember this waist issue that we did last time? So if you push your left hand into your left hip, it's going to automatically raise your right waist off the floor. Keep it there, dropping 20. Lift, and 2. Lift, and 3. Keep going, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, releasing 9, and 10, trying not to move. It looks really nice and stable, everybody. I think this is 7, 18, 19, 20. We might have stuck another extra one in there. And we're going to release that hip for a moment. Now bring that foot to the floor. Hold on to your ankle, yoga strap, or hand. Bring the right leg up, and notice if you feel the same thing on this hip. I feel very different in my hips, but I still have to find a place where I'm not going to aggravate my right hip when I reach the leg higher. So we're going 10 circles. Find a direction and go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 6, higher and higher, and 8, and 9, and 10, finish the 10th, reversing, and 1. I'm counting my circles from the top. 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, kind of high. 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Finish your circle, and let your leg relax. And let's roll over to our back and stretch out. We did a pre-stretch, actually, by that position of your left glute, so let's lie on the back. Nice long back neck. So you may not have to pull your head back, you just have to decide you're going to keep your neck long. Roll a tiny bit to your right side. It's going to free up your left hip a little bit more. Pulling the right thigh in towards your chest will give you a greater stretch. When you do this, this is the same as your hamstring stretch. Do not let your low back imprint into the mat. Now we're going to take a little time to do some inner thigh stretches while we're here. So it's lying on your back with your elbows on the inside of your knees. Reach forward, grab onto your ankle bones, and then just feel like your elbows are pushing outward. They're actually bending. My arms are straight when my arms are reaching through to my ankles. When my knees open out, I bend my elbows and I push the thighs open with my elbows. Not everyone can do this particular thing because everyone's got a little different degree of turnout or turn in of the hip joints. This for me is not too hard to achieve a stretch of my inner thigh. I feel it really close to my pelvis. So now my hands are going to release from my ankles and stretch through from my legs. I'm going to open my legs out to the side while my arms are on my inner thighs. I'm going to flex my feet to stretch that whole line and use my arms to press the legs outward a little bit more. Neck likes to crimp in this one, so keep your shoulders down, your arms are working. So you're keeping your shoulders down, your feet flexed, and you're now going to bring your heels in and grab behind and roll up again to a seated position. So let's do a little quadruped and then leg pull back. No, leg pull front. We'll do leg pull front. Okay, so get up onto your quadruped position. Your hands or your fists. You can do leg pull front or front support on your fist as well as your hands. You can also ruck up your mat like this, rolling it up and placing your heel of hand on the folded up section of your mat will give you a way better release in your wrists. So it's nice to be able to give you that little bit of a lift. Okay, so I'm going to stay in quadruped demonstrating that little lift. Pull your belly in and tuck your tail and let your low back stretch while the tailbone is kind of trying to reach forward toward your nose. Go back to a neutral position, drawing your belly and feel a gentle lift of your tailbone and your head. So you're arching your back, but your abs are still working to protect your low back. Pull the belly in so much that it makes you raise the back and drop the head and the tailbone. Keep the shoulders depressed away from the ears, tucking the tail, low back stretch. And now think of your spine getting longer as you flatten yourself back to neutral. Holding this neutral position, let's go one more arch actually. So abs are working as your head goes up a little bit, your tailbone goes up, and now come back to neutral. The ribs are held in towards the pelvis. Stretch back a right leg and then a left leg. And now with your arms, start to pull yourself towards your fingers. With your arms, push yourself away towards your feet. Arms pull you forward, arms push you back. You could do this with your feet. It would be really easy. In fact, try one. Just push with your feet and notice how easy it is to move forward and back. Now do it with your arms, with your shoulders. One more. Pull, put one knee down, then the other knee down, and sit in a happy puppy with the tailbone up and the arms reaching out really long. We're going to do a little combination here. So this is going to be a little stressful on the arms, but see what you can do of this. We're going to do it 3 times. So I'm going to go from quadruped to plank, up to elephant or down dog, back to plank or back to plank again, and slowly put both knees on the floor and sit back towards the heels. Coming forward into quadruped, curling the toes under, both legs take weight as the legs straighten, hips go up to the ceiling for down dog elephant, body goes forward again over the hands, shoulders are down, slowly we bend the knees without moving the arms to bring the knees back to the mat. Sit back, child's pose or happy puppy. One more set, curling the toes under in preparation. You're in quadruped. Abs are working, shoulders are working. You suspend the knees off together. The knees straighten as you go into your down dog elephant. And then your body comes forward to your plank again. And slowly the knees bend as you come down. One more time. I've still got my folded up mat. Sit back in child's pose. Last repetition. Come forward over the hands. Anchor the shoulders. Neutral. Do not let the head fall. Curl the toes under. Get ready to bear weight. Raise the knees slightly off. As they straighten, raise the pelvis up. Stay here for a moment. We're going to do something else here. Raise the right leg way up to the ceiling and point your foot and try to touch the ceiling with your foot. Then lower the leg down. Try not to twist your spine. This is a release of the hip, not a twist of the spine. The left leg now points and reaches up to the ceiling. And now we bring it back down. One more each leg. Right leg pushes up. This is called an arabesque. And then back down. And then the left one goes up. And back down. And now we go back to our plank and we hover our knees off. And we sit back. Flatten your foot. Release the fold of your mat if you have one. In happy puppy. Arms are stretched out. Tailbone is high in the air. We are now going to take a stretch for our shoulders here. Open your left arm out to the side. Swing it underneath your chest and then stretch it out. The left shoulder while the right arm is stretching forward. Your hips are in the air. You're taking a lovely stretch from the middle of your, well, it's actually the middle of your back across the left shoulder. One more big breath here into your back. And exhale and take out that arm and stretch it out in front of you. And let's just take an even stretch here. Both arms, both legs. Then take the right arm out to the side, slide it through and under, and lay that right arm down on the, and also the side of the head. And feel the length of this arm, that stretch of this shoulder. One side may have more flexibility than the other. I definitely feel the difference on one side. I feel the same stretch, but different parts of my body are hitting the floor on different sides. So I'm just going to notice that, see what it's like the next time I do this. Come on out of there and come on back. And let's go to one more. Let's see, what's our time? Oh, we have one more thing to do. We have to do a basic back extension, and we're going to do little airplane arms the way we did before. The last couple of classes I've done this. So you're on your stomach. Your arms are going to be by the sides of the hips, and your forehead is down on the mat. So while you're here, if you have glasses on, it might be good for you to take off the glasses if they're in your way, because this forehead down on the mat, with the neck being nice and long in the back, is a really nice position for you to indulge, to uncrimp those tight back muscles in the back of the neck. Okay, so we're going to push the nose just gently along the mat until your gaze is straight forward at the mat. Then you're going to pull in your belly and try to suspend your upper back off the mat, feeling your abs work. Your upper back is working. Your feet are down on the mat. You're going to fold your shoulders so that your hands are facing inward on the hip. That's going to externally rotate your shoulders. Turn your head to the right shoulder, reaching the right arm to the right foot, and the left arm is coming up the left side, reaching above your head on the left. And then we're going to come back to the center and lower your head and relax your shoulders. I'm hitting my cabinet, so I'm going to go to a different position here. Okay, let's try that one more time. Arms are relaxed, forehead is down, releasing the back of the neck. Draw the navel in, push the nose along the mat until you're staring straight at the floor. Suspend the upper back so the head is coming 3 inches off the floor, but you're not looking forward, you're still looking at the floor. Turn your head to the left shoulder. As the left arm reaches for the left foot, the right arm comes over your head to the other, to reaching up, and the other arm's reaching down like you're a windmill. Come back with the arm, and the forehead goes down, and relax the shoulders. You're going to vary it now a little bit for 2 more sets. This is a lot of abdominal work, please, as well as upper back extension. Abs are working, and we go. Push the nose along the mat, suspend up the head, let the arms come to a T position. That is facing the floor with the hands. You have external rotation in the shoulders. Rotate the upper body to the right, reaching the left arm over your head and the right arm to your foot. Come back to center. You're suspended off in a T position. The shoulders are down the back. And we go to the other side. The left arm is reaching, the right arm is reaching. Over your head with the right, down to your foot with the left. Come back. You're still facing the floor with the legs. One more set. Each way we go. Right side reach, left arm reaches above the head. And we come back. And we now go to the left, turning head left, reaching out. And come back and come forward. Put the hands under the shoulders. Feel power in the heel of the hand and the shoulder girdle to push yourself back. If you really let yourself push the weight of your body without using your back and your glutes, you weigh a lot in your chest. It's a heavy thing to do. I will teach you how to do that a little bit later. Take that happy puppy stretch. We're going to come back up and let's take a little bit of a neck stretch. Sit facing your screen. And we're going to take just a little bit of time to lengthen out and balance the neck. So we're going to do very small movement, almost no movement at all. You're going to place your fingertips of your right hand against your right temple and just press lightly into the temple while pressing your temple into your fingers. You should feel a little bit of tension on the right side of the neck. And then release that. Put the fingers on the left side of the left temple, and then press the fingers and the head into each other, and feel the engagement of the left side of the neck. The head isn't moving, nothing's moving. You're doing an isometric. Change to the right again. Add a little more power. Change to the left. Press. You're not moving your head at all. And now place your fingers to your forehead. Careful of this one. Don't move your forehead. Just press against. Feel the front neck muscles working. Now pull your chin a little into your throat. And then press on the forehead again and feel like deep neck flexors are working, a little bit different. Think now of the length of the back of the neck and do that again. So lots of ways to correct the posture of the head when we strengthen the neck. Now fingertips, this one feels pretty good. Fingertips to the back of the skull, and then just engage your head back into your fingertips. When you do this one, there's this sense of pulling the shoulders down into the center of my body when I press my fingertips into the back. I feel the engagement of my shoulders. I feel engagement of the back of the neck. Remember to keep that chin tucked. And then we're going to release and our hands are on the knees and do a very explorative, curious head turn where you see if you can feel that your head is turning easily in the neck, that you're not jutting your chin, you're just feeling gliding. Such a precious thing in the neck. Anyway, thank you very much for coming to class. You are finished. See you next time.